Hi everyone, Citroen Zara Picasso 2 litre HDI 2001. For a little while now I've been having problems with it losing coolant. It seems to be a problem that happens a lot with these. I don't know if it's just the diesel engine or the petrol does it as well, but they have a plastic thermostat housing, and you can't see it, but a small crack appeared in the top of this and it started to weep, and obviously when it gets hot it expands, it gets worse and there's more pressure behind it. I tried sealing it with just some 2-pack mix resin and just covering it. First of all I tried soldering iron, welding it, and this type of plastic just wouldn't melt properly and stick, so that was a waste of time. I also tried some of the stop leak additive. That worked for a little while. After about 3 months gave up again, and I tried putting 2-pack resin on and just smothering it all in resin. That seemed to work, but no, it's given up again now. So this is a big plastic unit. It's got a temperature sensor in it. There's the plug for it there, green plug, the thermostat obviously, and all these pipes, 3 there, there's one at the back, there's one at the bottom end going that way, and there's a wide one going off around the back of the engine. I never took this off before, so I don't really know what's involved, but when I had the gearbox out for the clutch, I had all this air filter connections and stuff off so I could see it, and it didn't look to be too big a job, so I'm going to have a go at changing it. I've ordered a new one, which I was apprehensive at ordering, because now the new parts seem to show a very similar part. However, it has 2 pipes here coming up, short pipes, and obviously I've got nothing like that on this and no pipes to connect it to, so I ordered it with vision of if it wasn't correct I could maybe block it with some tubing and Jubilee clips and put some bolts in the tubes or something, try and block it, because I could only find second-hand parts, and the trouble with second-hand parts is there's a very good chance they're all going to have a similar problem to this one. So when it arrived this morning, the new part with the 2 tubes on top, I actually found that the 2 tubes are just a U of tubing. It doesn't actually go into the reservoir, it's just heated by the reservoir. So they're not connected. I just blew into it and it came back out. I blew into one pipe, it came out the other pipe next to it, so it didn't actually go into any of the chamber for the coolant, so it's a separate chamber. So I should be able to use it without blocking them up, because they won't be in the coolant system, as we say. So what I'm going to do is obviously I have to drain the system, probably the bottom radiator hose down there. I'm going to whiz these pipes off. Hopefully the clips won't be stretched or snap. I'll be taking this off so I can see what I'm doing. I think there's only 4 bolts holding this unit in, and I'm taking the pipes off, which are on spring clips again at the back and the bottom, and then we'll when I get this off and start taking the pipes off, we'll come back to you. Hi guys, just come back to you now. If you can see, I've got the hoses off, I've took the air filter out, I've got the nuts off. Now I've got the hoses off at the back as well, except for the heater hose. You've got to get these studs out. There's 2 studs here, one and one at the back there. They're the main fixtures. The other ones are just there's 3 set screws and the mounting screws to locate it. You've got to have these studs in. But to pull the unit housing off the heater hose at the back, it's got to come this way. It's obviously fixed on the studs, so you've got to get the studs out. Now if you can get enough gap there, get a bit of WD-40 or some releasing fluid on, And then, I don't know, most people probably know this, but I'll tell you anyway. The two nuts you've taken off, if you lock them together on the thread, tighten them up, and you're gentle, as you can see, that stud's coming out now. Don't go too crazy with it. If it doesn't move at first, just leave it a bit longer with a bit of release fluid on, and then slowly take it out. Once we get those two out, then the unit will come this way towards the front of the car, hopefully, and away from the heater hose at the back. Alright, come back to you in a bit. So I've got the old unit off. There she is. I think I managed to save the gasket without any damage. I'll try and clean that up and reuse that, maybe with a bit of gasket seal. It's not actually for the liquid, it's just to stop, I think, just to seal up the engine compartment, because that goes inside the top of the engine. In there. So I'm not too bothered about liquid coming out once it's back on. So as you can see, the thermostat's in there. It's actually on the car like that. When you look at it, now the one I've ordered seems to be the new version. As you can see, looks very similar. Got those pipes there, and at the front, 3 coming out the front and the thermostat on top, 3 coming out the thermostat on top. Then we've got 2 here, which the other one doesn't have. So that was my confusion. I don't understand what these are for, but as I say, when you blow into these, the only place air comes out is the opposite one, so it must go in here as a bit of a loop. It's not actually integrated into the coolant system, so you don't have to worry about plugging those, I don't think. Incidentally, the heater hose at the back, I don't know what's had done to it before. Look, there's something there. The heater hose at the back, that just pulls off. It's got like an O-ring on the actual metal hose. It just pushes in up to the shoulder there. So that's where I'm up to with it. I'm going to clean the side of the engine up, get this gasket off, clean that up, and get it back together. So there you go. These units actually, they don't state, well, I couldn't find anywhere that did state it, but they do come with a thermostat in. I've bought one anyway in case they didn't come, but they do come with one in, and they've got a temperature sensor as well, so you can just put it straight on like that, which is useful. I'm hoping the thermostat's in the right way around. If it matters, not, I don't know. Anyway, come back to you in a bit. Okay, I hope you can see this. I put my light on, so hopefully you can. Right, so there's the new unit fitted. Air filter's still off. I've got to fill the system now. According to the manual, there's 2 bleed screws which you have to open. That one. And then there's one. I'm not seeing this one yet. Let's see if we can find it. There's one somewhere at the back, next to the heater matrix, it says, isn't it? Which I can't see. If I find that one, I'll come back to you and show you. That's where the pipes come out of the heater matrix. I can't see a bleed screw, so let me feel at the back. Ah, yes. Let me put the light on and see. What if you'll be able to get this one? I'll try. See that? There's the heater matrix. That's a bleed screw. which is very tight. Right, I'll get something on that to open it. Something else I've done is with the Zara, you have to have a header tank that's higher than all the bleed screws, so you can, and the matrix, so you can purge the air out. That's what it says in the manual. So with this, what I did, I ordered a new cap while I was ordering the unit I've just fitted. Drilled a 29mm hole in it. Just got a water bottle, cut the bottom off it, and it's a good tight fit in the cap. I'm hoping that'll be sufficient. I had to take the centre out of the cap. There's like a cream plasticky thing. I just chiselled that out the middle without damaging the actual outer bit. Got that out, so that's just a black cap with nothing in the middle, and just screwed it on. So we'll just following the routine in the manual to see if I can bleed it. Okay, I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, so we're back together now. Back together on the Citroen. There's the new part, coolant, manifold, whatever it is. I've bled from the bleed screw at the back while I was filling, which is the lowest one, then to this one, which is the next one. That's how many there are. This is the header tank I've manufactured. I tried just putting the bottle in at first, didn't work, so then I had to wrap some restrictive cloth around the bottom, around the top of the bottle, which is inside the cap, which I'll show you when I've done, to seal it, because obviously I took the seal out when I took the centre out of the cap, and just left the black plastic, so I had to wrap some restrictive cloth around just to seal it, and it's not doing a bad job, as you can see. It's sort of holding a certain level. So we did have some leaks initially. I had to take this off again and put some sealant in. Use this stuff, which is apparently good for a constant temperature of 200 degrees and a maximum of 250. Touch dry 15 minutes, leave it for 24 hours for complete dry, and it'll go between 0.1 and 5mm of a gap, and it can be used for all different joints. So I've sealed it up with that. So it's on the face between the side of the engine and the new plastic, I call it the coolant manifold or something. And it looks okay now. So I'm just leaving it to run. You've got to let the engine get to temperature according to the manual, and let the fan cycle on and off 3 times, keeping that topped up, and apparently then it's done. So there's some bubbles coming out now, look. So that's good. Hopefully everything will be alright. I can't see any drips underneath, which is a good sign. So thanks for watching. If you like it, subscribe. Click the bell icon for new notifications. I've actually got quite a lot of videos built up, ready to edit. I need to get on to editing them and putting them online, to do with the Sprinter and the Citroen. Right guys, thanks for now. Bye, take care.